ideas. You gotta support the main ideas to each sentence. So, after reading chapter 1, a place's location can be described in 2 ways. What's the main idea to support that sentence? Think about what type of locations we studied.
Absolute and relative.
So, each place has an absolute location, which is what? Absolute location is what? Is what?
The exact location.
The exact location. Is the exact position on the globe. You might want to write that in parentheses. And each place has a which is what?
Crap.
It's about where it is, but not exactly where it is.
Is in relation to
Another point.
another point. Exactly. So if I say, meet me at Perico's, okay?
For real?
No. I would say, and you say, well, Miss Collins, where is Perico's? I'm gonna be, it's across the street from McDonald's. In that area. That's a relative location. I don't know the absolute location. I can't give you the exact address, but I can tell you it's by McDonald's, and you'll know where I'm talking about. Everybody knows where McDonald's is.
We sure do.
Alright, so number 2. No 2 places on earth are exactly alike. What main idea supports that? Think about, are we all the same?
No.
No.
Each place has a.
Is Wiggins the same as Biloxi?
No.
No.
There's different regions.
Are we the same as New York City?
No.
The big name.
No.
Each place has
So-
its own characteristics.
Exactly. Each place has its own characteristics. So, each place is made up of unique physical and what? Human characteristics. Alright, once you have that wrote down, be looking at number 3. The changes people make to their environment produce both good and bad results. So look back in your chapter. What's going to support that?
Human.
What changes all the time?
The earth.
Well, besides the
Humans.
earth, like what kind
People.
of
People. What they like.
People.
It's human environment and that.
Do we have the same cell phones that we did when I was in high school?
I hope not.
Not that old.
Dang.
I meant like,
Oh, it's
you
fire.
couldn't text in high school, could you?
Yes, I'm not that old.
My mom didn't even have
That
that.
is messed up. God, dang, that's shallow.
We didn't have full keyboards.
See,
Like, you had to make sure on the S, if you wanted to type something with the letter S in it, you had to be careful.
Wasn't
Type
it
just-
T9?
Yeah.
see,
So,
you have to do all that.
so what advances? Do we have the same computers we do when I was in school?
T9
No,
texting.
so what has advanced?
Technology.
Technology. So technology advances is 1. What else changes?
Oh, what about
What about
pollution?
not pollution? What,
We've polluted the earth more since you've been in high school.
oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
Are there more people on this earth?
Yeah.
Yes. So the population,
Would that be a bad thing?
it could be good and it could be bad. So rapid growth. In population. Has altered. The natural environment. Alright. Look in chapter 1, what's another, that's a bad result, what's a good result? I need a good result.
Solar power?
The changes people make. There's this thing right here, it's your textbook. Look on 42. Starts on 41. Human environment interaction. That's one of our 5 themes. The final geographic theme involves how people use their environment. How have they changed it? What are the consequences of those changes? How have people responded to changes in their environment? Human beings have made enormous changes in their environment. Some changes are international and some are not international, are intentional and some are accidental. Some changes are favorable and some are destructive. The American Southwest provides examples of positive and negative changes. Listen to this. Before the era of swimming pools, air conditioning, massive irrigation, and automobiles, this hot, dry region had few residents. That means fewer people live there. Today, the region's population and economy are among the fastest growing in the country. New growth has brought new challenges, however. Plants and wildlife brought in from other areas have altered the region's ecosystem. Furthermore, the rapid growth in the region's population is putting a strain on the already limited supplies of water. So, before there was what?
Few residents. Yeah, that. And now it is a.
They didn't have air conditioning and swimming pools, but now they
Do.
Now they
do. So now they can live there miserable,
Comfortably.
comfortably. So, a good result would be, everyone have all this?
Yes, ma'am.
What is it?
You just flip the shoe on the
Why don't
board.
you just hit, yeah.
Yeah,
There.
there you go.
Alright, so, that would be one.
Click on the pen again.
I'm so glad I have you on for my technology. So now that there's air conditioning, people are moving there. So technology advances have made the hot and dry land, or let's say climate, more comfortable place to live. Cause now they have their swimming pools that they can cool off in and AC and all of that.
I think I'd die if I didn't have AC.
Me too. Alright, the next one is the Earth is a changing planet. You'll be looking for a main idea to support that. The Earth is a changing planet.
Can you just put Pangea?
Huh?
Can you just put Pangea? I was like serious. I don't know why I made it random.
Pangeo?
Pangea.
Isn't it like
The
PAN?
super continent before the continental
It
drift.
has changed. We don't have a super continent.
Just it.
Oh my god.
What about the internal and external forces?
Yeah.
Well, prove it to me.
Yeah, look.
Come on, y'all gotta get involved.
I don't even remember what you just said.
What about what about
Is the Earth the same as it was when your great grandparents were alive?
No.
Evolution.
people have like
Because there's.
Mars have advanced.
the advancements of Earth have caused
Okay, but look at page 50.
unintentional
Mars have 18 now.
Hasn't the Earth
like
shifted?
unintentional
I think
that's
that's
negative
a
causes.
That's a myth.
The plates have moved.
Advancements in technology has had unintentional
What page we on?
negative results.
Okay, but I'm talking about the forces. You have internal and
literally.
external forces.
And the internal force would be the plates, right? Okay.
So the internal has changed the location of continents. Are they in the same?
Erosion.
That's one.
Erosion,
Let's stick to the forces. So internal. And external. Forces. Change the landforms on Earth's surface. So like the erosion and all that stuff. That would be a force. And that kind of goes hand in hand with number 5. Landforms are shaped by forces inside the Earth. So look at that one. What changes the landform? Yeah.
like glaciers and stuff.
What about volcanoes?
Yeah,
What did
volcano-
they create?
they,
They
lava
islands.
that can dry and create new
Islands.
land islands.
New land island.
And it creates, what is a volcano?
A giant mountain.
Mountain. So,
Like that's what causes islands? Like dead serious?
The rock dries.
Yeah,
It's
because
fine.
water
So it's
extinguishes it and it like turns to rock, and then you do grass. It grows. Eventually, it takes a while, like a tree.
like it doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
I know that.
Like you don't go to sleep and
Like
then wake
underwater
up and there'll be
volcanoes.
an island.
think about Hawaii. You know the volcanoes in Hawaii, how they erupt and then kind of more land forms because the lava dries once it hits the
They
ocean.
seeps
and
under
it
the
expands.
ocean. Yeah.
Alright. I did not know that.
We are
We are
so
so
weird.
So- Alright, so we're on number 5. Alright. Landforms are shaped by forces inside the earth. The earth's crust can move to create bends and breaks in the surface, and that's how you get your landforms. Because the movement of molten metal in the earth produces volcanoes, which creates what? You said it a while ago. Mountains. So if y'all want to put that too, I'll write it over to the side. Movement of molten metals in earth can produce volcanoes, which create what? Create what?
Mountains.
Mountains. Alright. 6, scientists use the theory of plate tectonics to help explain what takes place on the Earth's surface. We're going to find plate tectonics. What page?
Hold on.
Oh, I found it. It's page 46.
46.
Yeah, page 46.
Alright, who wants to read that for me?
I got you.
Alright, got me.
Read like the whole thing of plate tectonics.
Yeah, because it says scientists use the theory of plate tectonics to help explain what takes place on the Earth's surface. So as she's reading, try to find the main idea for that statement.
According to this theory of plate tectonics, the Earth's outer shell is not one solid sheet of rock. Instead, the lithosphere, the Earth's crust, and the brittle upper layer of the mantle is broken into a number of moving plates. The plates vary in size and thickness. The North American plate stretches from the mid-Atlantic Ocean to the northern tip of Japan. The Cocos plate covers a small area in the Pacific Ocean just west of Central America. These plates were not anchored in place, but slide over a hot, flexible layer of mantle. The Earth's oceans and continents ride atop of the plate as they move in different directions. The map on page 47 shows boundaries of different plates. It also shows the direction in which plates are moving. The Pacific plate and Nazca plate, for example, are moving apart. The Nazca plate and the South American plate, however, are moving toward each other. Most earthquakes, volcanoes, and other geologic events occur along plate boundaries. Plate tectonic theory was built on Earth's idea and research. It began widely accepted in the 1960s. As scientists identified its connections with the theories of continental drift and the seafloor spreading.
Okay, so has she told us anything? How scientists use the theory of plate tectonics to help explain what takes place on the Earth's surface.
Yes.
What?
Cause earthquakes.
The United complete and South American plate, however, moving toward each other, most earthquake volcanoes and other geological events occur along plate hundreds.
The crust isn't stuck. It's always moving.
And what does it form?
Mountains and ridges.
So when plates move apart, does everyone have this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So I can erase all that. Alright, so 6. When plates move apart, what is formed?
Mountains.
Ridges.
Same.
Yeah, ridges, rift valleys. I'll put both on there. Ridges are formed. Okay? When the plates collide, when they collide to each other, what happens?
They make mountains.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Right, and over here to the side.
I thought when the plates collided, it made an earthquake.
It does.
But it ends up at the end.
The permanent effect is not.
Exactly.
Everybody just saying what I said, but made it sound smart.
Mountain ridges appear. Well, the permanent effect is the mountain ranges. Alright. You can move over to section 3. Changes on the Earth's surface. 2 types of weathering can break down rock on the Earth's surface. So what's the first thing I need to find out?
What the two types of weathering are?
What the 2 types
Mechanical
are,
and
which
chemical.
are what?
Mechanical and chemical.
Mechanical and what?
Chemical.
Chemical. So, first of all, let's write what mechanical weathering does. Mechanical weathering occurs when?
When
Rock is actually broken or weakened physically.
When rock is actually what?
Broke or
Is
weakened.
actually broken or weakened physically.
Broken into pieces or physically weakened. Alright, so that's one, that's mechanical. Now we need to know what chemical. I'm gonna write it down here in blue. So chemical weathering does what?
Alters the rock's chemical makeup.
Takes place when? When chemical, you said it.
The chemical makeup is changing.
Did you speak up? I didn't hear you.
Hey, what's he writing then?
Of a rock is changing. You're gonna be loud and proud.
I am proud.
We'll be loud.
I am loud. I wasn't the one who was talking.
Luke is loud, but Micah over there, she's like,
Well, you want me to talk like this the whole time?
yeah, I do.
Okay.
Alright,
Go ahead, Micah.
back on task.
You show him
Miss
like,
Collins, may you please scoot over? I can't see the board. And I didn't hear him say it.
oh my god.
Alright, so the mechanical weathering occurs when rock is actually what?
It's like
Broken.
Broken.
Broken. And then we have the chemical weathering. which takes place when
The chemical makeup is changed.
alright. 3 forces of erosion can change the surface of the earth. What's the 3 forces?
Water, sediment, wait, yeah, water.
Water, sediment, and glaciers.
Water, not
It's wind.
wind. So we know that the 3 forces is water. Alright,
Water, wind.
I'm gonna put this,
I'm thinking.
alright, so moving water, we know water's 1, but we learned that it has to move in order to change swim form. The puddle just sitting there.
So like oceans
So moving water creates what? Why did we learn that moving water creates?
new land.
Yeah, but what type?
The largest canyons and the
Canyons.
valleys.
Canyons
Gotta get the adjectives.
and deltas. Alright, and then wind is the next one. Wind does what? What does wind do? Think about the dirt.
Wind,
When this,
yeah,
Great Plains in the
below,
central
wind
United
holds the
States.
soil in place?
Soil from place
Wait, how does it blow soil if soil is underneath the
Think
dirt?
about it. If I go dig up soil
Yeah.
and I put it out here on the sidewalk
Why?
to prove a point to you,
Okay.
so
Can we do
if I
this?
put that soil on the sidewalk and then we get one of our storms that we've been having, is that soil still gonna be there at the end of the day? No. Where's it gonna be?
I don't know.
Who knows?
Because the wind's gonna
Maybe it.
blow it from place to place.
It's what kind
Still
of
good place.
Alright, and then we have
Glaciers.
glaciers. Alright, glaciers, what?
Where land is drained.
And carve out what?
Moraines?
What?
Moraines.
Not brains.
Moraines.
Oh, which is another word for,
Ridge-like piles.
what did you say?
That
Glaciers carve out the,
rain?
moraines.
starts with a V,
B,
B.
valleys.
Hawaiian.
Valleys.
Glaciers carve out valleys. You gotta think about the landforms we learned about. Alright, so that supports the main ideas. When you have sentences and it asks questions, even when you have state tests, you've got to go back in your text and support your answer. Why did you get that? You've got to be able to mic drop when you put your answers. So keep these if you need to hold my